Berlin, Germany. In the modern battleground of politics, the war for public opinion is no longer fought solely on the streets or in town halls, it's fought in digital arenas, particularly on social media platforms like TikTok. In a striking statement that has shocked both analysts and citizens alike, a prominent figure behind the meteoric rise of Germany's far-right party, Alternative für Deutschland AfD, likened TikTok to Nazi radio, referring to its potential to spread ideological poison with viral efficiency. The individual at the center of this provocative comparison is Hans Keller, name changed for security reasons, a media strategist who has been quietly shaping the AfD's digital campaigns. While many Germans still associate political radicalism with rallies and banners, Keller sees something else: short, catchy videos, punchy slogans, and a growing generation of disaffected youth who are just a swipe away from radical content. A new age of propaganda. Keller's controversial remark, TikTok is like Nazi radio. It spreads poison fast, and people listen before they even realize it, was made during a closed-door strategy meeting leaked to German investigative journalists. The comparison draws uncomfortable historical parallels. In the 1930s, Nazi propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels used the radio to spread messages of hate and nationalism, reaching into every German household. Today, far-right strategists believe they can do the same, but faster, with algorithms and influencers. Though disturbing, Keller's analysis is chillingly accurate from a media theory perspective. TikTok's algorithm thrives on engagement, likes, shares, and time spent watching. This means that emotional content, especially content that provokes fear, anger, or identity-based pride, is disproportionately promoted. Far-right messages are tailor-made to ride this algorithmic wave. AfD's quiet infiltration of youth culture. The AfD, once relegated to the fringes of German politics, is increasingly resonating with younger audiences, a demographic long thought immune to extremist ideologies. According to a 2024 Pew-style media study in Germany, around 20% of TikTok users aged 18 to 25 follow at least one far-right political account. These accounts rarely present themselves as overtly political. Instead, they blend nationalist memes with humor, anti-immigration rhetoric masked as free speech, and anti-EU sentiments wrapped in pop culture references. AfD digital operatives, under Keller's guidance, have embraced a guerrilla marketing approach. They avoid party logos, opting instead for edgy usernames, anonymous influencers, and commentary accounts that push narratives subtly. Videos that mock liberal politicians, question climate change policy, or frame multiculturalism as failed social engineering, often rack up hundreds of thousands of views. By the time viewers realize they've entered a political funnel, they're often already emotionally invested. Algorithmic bias and the power of simplicity. Keller's insight lies in understanding not just propaganda, but platform dynamics. The success of propaganda isn't in convincing people with logic, he reportedly said, but in making them feel something first. TikTok does that better than any human ever could. This manipulation isn't uniquely German. Social media manipulation has been documented globally, from US elections to Indian nationalism to Brexit. But in Germany, a country that has long wrestled with its dark past, the notion that a platform once known for dance challenges could be used to stoke extremism is particularly disturbing. Dr. Lena Brose, a political communication expert at the University of Leipzig, agrees. The AfD is exploiting a platform that regulators don't fully understand, with a speed we didn't anticipate. And when someone like Keller draws a comparison to Nazi radio, we must listen, not because he's right in morality, but because he's right in mechanics. State surveillance and legal loopholes. German authorities are increasingly alarmed by the AfD's success on platforms like TikTok, Telegram, and YouTube Shorts. The Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution (BFV) has designated certain factions of the AfD as right-wing extremist, placing them under surveillance. However, digital propaganda is slippery by design. Many videos don't cross legal boundaries but dance right up to the line, leveraging dog whistles, coded language, and internet slang to avoid takedowns. Platforms like TikTok have community guidelines against hate speech and misinformation, but enforcement is uneven. By the time a harmful video is flagged, it may already have reached millions. In one recent case, a video mocking refugee housing projects gained over 1.2 million views before being removed. By then, versions had been reposted, re-edited, and re-uploaded under different accounts. It's like digital whack-a-mole, said an official at the BFV. The psychological toll on viewers. Beyond political implications, there's growing concern over the mental health of young viewers who are bombarded by emotionally manipulative content. Videos often exploit cultural grievances, economic anxiety, and feelings of social displacement. In Germany, like elsewhere, many young people feel betrayed by the job market, by politicians, by what they see as mainstream media lies, says Dr. Bros. AFD content provides a scapegoat, and TikTok gives it to them in bite-sized, dopamine-filled hits. This combination can be addictive. Repeated exposure to fear-based messaging can create a skewed worldview, one where immigration is always framed as a threat, where climate action is a plot by global elites, and where traditional German identity is under siege. A digital Reich of influence. Keller's reference to Nazi radio was undoubtedly inflammatory, but it also reveals something else: the conscious, calculated nature of the far-right's digital game plan. It's not an accident, it's a blueprint. He reportedly concluded the leaked strategy session by telling his team, "We don't need majority support. We just need enough noise. Chaos is our ally." This ethos, destabilization rather than governance, echoes tactics used by populist movements worldwide. The German government, EU regulators, and even educators are now scrambling to understand and counter this influence. Schools are starting digital literacy programs, and watchdog groups are producing counter content. But the speed at which far-right messaging spreads makes it a daunting challenge. The road ahead. Countering the algorithm. As Germany looks toward the 2025 federal elections, the role of social media will be more critical than ever. Politicians from across the spectrum are calling for more stringent regulation of platforms like TikTok, citing their role in shaping political discourse and spreading misinformation. Some are proposing that TikTok be forced to disclose how its algorithm works in political contexts. Others demand AI-powered moderation tools to detect extremist patterns before videos go viral. Still, experts caution that countering digital propaganda isn't just a legal battle, it's a cultural one. We must teach young people to ask, "Who made this video? Why does it make me feel angry? What's being left out?" says Dr. Bros. Conclusion. A battle for the digital soul. Hans Keller's comparison of TikTok to Nazi radio isn't just a shocking soundbite. It's a warning. The tools of the past, radio broadcasts and print leaflets, have evolved into faster, smarter, and more seductive forms. While Germany remains one of the few countries with deep societal memory of the consequences of unchecked hate, it now faces a new test. Whether TikTok becomes a platform for democratic dialogue or digital manipulation depends on how society responds today. As the lines between entertainment and propaganda blur, one thing remains clear: the fight for Germany's political soul is being waged one swipe at a time.